Hey all, Rick here from Hamilton Sports Central for some news that has been lingering over on Twitter today. First off, congratulations goes out to Saskatchewan, who is going to be hosting the 2027 Grey Cup after they just hosted it 5 years ago. Also pertaining to that, as I scroll up, there's going to be some changes that are going to be happening to the upcoming season. So we are going to start with so the Grey Cup in November 7th of 2027 will be in Regina, and it would be opening that season around the close to the end of May. Rookie camps would happen in late April. Dave Nader said that said the CFL has been discussing start marketing or making start of season even earlier for some time. He goes on to say that the other thing that someday might hopefully happen is that where there's a 10th team, you're going to see the season shortened by 2 weeks because you're going to go to one bye week instead of three. With that also being put out there, that one of the two things is going to happen. Either the start of the season is going to be pushed back a little bit later, or the Grey Cup is going to be moving up to the week of Halloween, to put my money on that latter. That is from AJ, Super AJ, who is AJ Jakubek, who is the 1200 sports commentator. And Dave Naylor also mentioned that then speculation on CFL expansion. If you're going to go and put teams in the US at some point, which I think this league might do again, probably one of the things you would want to do is minimize the number of games you play after Labor Day. Dave Neal also adds that if you have a Grey Cup around October 24th of each year, you only have only three CFL weeks of the regular season overlapping with NFL. The CFL TV schedule changes when the NFL begins, and the Uber and ratings popular Thursday to Sunday nights schedule changes. He also goes on to say Dave Naylor reminds us the level of interest in the CFL US teams. When the CFL first tried American expansion, it was night and day. Once the NFL began, Birmingham went from 33,000 to 3,000 to avoid this. Minimize season overlaps via TSN 1200. On CFL expansion, Dave Naylor emphasizes America has all kinds of suitable stadiums. In the experience compared to Canadian cities like Halifax and Quebec City have long borne no fruit as of yet. With field dimensions happening soon, a lot of new options may open up. Also, things shortening the CFL may be made with expansion in mind. Shortening the field with maybe the expansion in mind. Financing outdoor stadiums in Canada is really, really, really hard because the climate and governments who don't like to build sports stadiums for pro teams. It says here the real issue with present dimensions of the CFL field is fields are too long for existing stadiums. Even present CFL stadiums that teams currently play in usually deal with existing stadiums that could fit for new dimensions, and yes, even wider stadiums. And he goes on to say some existing stadiums would even layouts would simply not work in the CFL as they don't have much room at all to accommodate the increased width of the fields. But a great deal of them would then simply be less room for benches and such. However, it can be managed. And I think, is that it? That is it. That was all mentioned by Dave Naylor today. So, there was one thing that I wanted to mention that Roar Report had mentioned earlier. So, the draft would be roughly the 27th. Rookie camps would open a day later or two later. Main camps would report on the 1st. Main camps, that's report and pass. Main camps would be opening on the 2nd. Camps or regular season would be opening on the 27th, opening weekend. Semifinals would be on October 3rd. And finals would be on conference finals would be on Devil's Night on October 30th, and then Grey Cup would be the 7th. So that is what Britton Gray said. Someone said this whole move the season earlier, so it ends earlier seems very misguided. At least it's something that can easily be reversed if it fails, which is true. So we're gonna leave things there. I'll mention things as they break. Here's the 114th Grey Cup after it goes to Calgary next year. But I do thank everyone for stopping by. Don't forget to check out the content on the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated, and have yourself a great rest of your day.